Hi, my name is Diane Schuster, and you're watching one of a series of videos that demonstrate the capabilities of COZYROC's SSIS Plus, which is a software suite of tasks and components for SQL Server integration services. These demonstrations were built using SQL Server Integration Services 2005. The COZYROC tasks and components are available for SQL Server Integration Services 2005, 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, and 2014 in both 32-bit and 64-bit editions. For more information, please visit www.cozyroc.com. In this video, we're going to talk about the Salesforce Lookup transformation script, which you can use to perform lookups in Salesforce. Multiple fields can be used to find a match, and multiple fields can be retrieved when there is a match. This script is available on the COZYROC website and can be run using the COZYROC Script Plus component that comes in a package of tasks and components called SSIS Plus. In this demonstration, I'll be adding contacts to Salesforce. I want each contact to be associated with the correct account, so I'll need to look up the ID for the account before writing the contact records to Salesforce, so that I can include the account ID as part of the record I create. Before I start showing you how to configure the package, I want to show you the input. And these are the accounts that I added earlier before I recorded the demo. And when we are writing new contacts to Salesforce, they're all going to be contacts related to these accounts. And so when I created these accounts, of course, Salesforce assigned an ID to them. And now we're going to be looking up what that ID is so that we can set up the right relationship in Salesforce. And here are the contacts that we're going to be adding during this demo. And you can see the company name here. That's what we're going to use to look up against the account records to find the correct ID to establish that relationship. Now I want to show you how to find the script that we're going to be using in this demo. And you go to the home page of the COZYROC website, and you scroll to the bottom, and there we have a public repository of scripts. And I'll do a search here for anything related to Salesforce. And there you can see we have 5 scripts in the repository. And the one that we're going to use is called Salesforce Lookup Transformation. And you can go here and look at the little bit of documentation on it. And the whole script is actually here on this page. And you can download it from here. I'm going to be using the one for SQL Server 2005, although you can see it's also available for 2008 and 2012 of SQL Server. And since this video was made, we have also updated the script for SQL Server 2014. All right, now we'll take a quick look at the Excel Source Plus component that I already have set up. And there you can see our data that I just showed you in the Excel spreadsheet, which is all the contacts that I'm adding. And now we'll drag the Script Component Plus onto our canvas, and we leave it as Transformation. And we'll change the name to Lookup Account IDs for New Contacts. And we just click Yes here. So first we need to actually link the script that we're going to be using, which is this one right here. And now we close it. And then we drag the green arrow down to connect the boxes and feed in the input. And now we go back in to configure the Script Plus component. And first we set up the connection manager. It's going to be looking for the ID in the account record in Salesforce. So we choose the Salesforce Connection Manager and we choose Account for the object. And the name of the company in the account object is called Name. That's the name of the field. So that's what we're looking up based on. And then we're going to be pulling the ID field from that record when we find it. Let me just check the checkbox for that. And now we'll take a look at the mappings. And we need to refresh in order to get the column that we're going to be using as our key field to show up. And now we need to map the company name from our input to what's called name in the account object. And we'll close this. Now let me show you what's here. We go to Advanced, and then inputs and outputs, and then output. You can see the ID is here, which is the field that we're looking up. And now we'll use the Salesforce destination. And of course, this is how we're going to write our contacts into the Salesforce service. We'll change the name to Create New Contacts. And we'll connect the green arrow to feed in the input. And then we go in to configure it. And of course, we select the Salesforce Connection Manager. And here we leave the action as create. And we're going to be writing contacts, so we go down and find the contact object in the list. And now we'll go look at the column mappings, and we're going to need to map everything manually except for the title, which was mapped because the name is exactly the same. And then I missed the most important thing. What we looked up was the ID, and that gets mapped to account ID in the contact object. Now we'll go to input and output properties because I want to configure this to give me the results in an Excel file. So I change this to redirect row. That's how it'll also tell me if there are any errors. And now I need to set up an Excel Destination Plus component to receive the results as well as any errors if there are any. So I change the name to Record Results. And now we connect the red arrow. We just click OK here. We go back in to configure it. We set up the connection manager for the Excel file. Now we choose the correct sheet in the workbook. And there are all of the columns that we're writing. It also gives us the ID that we looked up. And that's the account ID, the one that we used the script for. And then this will be giving us the ID of the new contact record. And that, of course, is assigned by Salesforce when we create that record. So we change the name so there's no conflicts there. And now we can execute. And it's successful. So we stop debugging. And in the execution results, we should have written 11 rows. And there you can see 11 rows. Now we'll take a look at some of the results in Salesforce. And the top 6 accounts there are the ones that I added a little bit earlier. So we'll go look at toxic treats. And here you can see we added 1 contact. And so the relationship is set up correctly because the contact shows up associated with that account. Now they're in alphabetical order. So we'll go to DNA Divas. And again, you can see the 2 contacts that we added associated with that account. In this demonstration, I showed you how to perform a lookup in Salesforce using COZYROC's Script Plus component and Salesforce Lookup Transformation Script. The script is available on the COZYROC website, and the component comes in a package of tasks and components called SSIS Plus that complements the standard SSIS. And that concludes this demo.